Hi, I'm Jimmy Dillon. Welcome to the Soul of Acoustic Guitar. We're going to be exploring in this first DVD some finger picking in the key of G. And I'm going to start out by tuning the guitar first of all. We're going to check our strings to your strings and make sure you're in tune with me. So here's your E. Here's your B string. Here's your G. And here's a D. Here's your A. And here's your low E. Okay, the first song I'm going to explore with you is called As I Make My Way. It's a song that I wrote while I was on tour in Europe. It's in the key of G, as I mentioned, and I'm going to play the actual pattern for you up to speed, and then we're going to slow down together, and I'm going to dissect it and break it down for you, okay? So this is a basic fingered style finger picking pattern, and it is a 1-4-5, so there's a G and a C and a D chord, and it goes like this. Okay, what I like about this particular pattern is it incorporates a basic finger style, but it also has a couple voicings I really like. I like the D with an F sharp in it. And you have your basic C position, first position C chord, and your opening is your G chord. Okay, so now I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to show you the right hand, okay? The finger pattern that we use on this is we had our G chord here, okay? We start with our thumb on the E string, okay? Then we skip a string, we go to the D string. Then we pick it up with the second finger on the B string, then the first finger on the G string, and then finally we come down with our thumb on that D string. Okay, that's the pattern. One more time slowly. G, D, B, G, D. Thumb down, second finger up, first finger up, and thumb down. Okay? So we're going to be using this pattern in each of these three chords. However, it's going to change a little bit when you get to the C chord. I'm going to go there now. So one more time on the G. Okay? Then we're going to go to our C chord, and I'm going to show you the same pattern. And this one, we don't skip a string on the intro. We start out on the root note of a C, and we go right to the D string, and then we go right to the B string, right to the G string with the upstroke. So that's thumb down, second finger up, first finger up on the G string. So it's the same pattern, but it's a tighter configuration, okay? And this will all become very clear once we get through all three of these, how they work together. So one more time slowly on the C chord. The A string we use on a downstroke of the thumb, downstroke on the D string with the thumb, upstroke on the B string with the second finger, upstroke with the first finger on the G string, and finally a downstroke with the thumb on the D string. Okay? So it sounds like this. Okay? Now we're going to go to the D string, the D chord, all right? So the D chord, this one's a little bit different because we start in our D position and we're going to have our thumb over the F sharp, which is right here, And this makes it an inverted D chord, which I really like a lot. In this one, you go down, you start on your root again, which is your D string, and down again on your G string, up with your second finger on your B string, up with your first finger on your G string, and then here it gets a little tricky. You're going to go down on that low F sharp with your thumb. Okay, I'm going to do that slowly one more time. This one's a little bit tricky, so stay with me. So down with the D string, open D string, right? Now you go down again on the G string, which is an A note. Okay? Second finger on the B string, up. First finger on the G string, up. And down on the F sharp with the thumb. There's a little bit of a stretch because you're moving around a little bit on that one. But it sounds cool because it goes. Okay, I like that voicing a lot. So, putting it all together, okay, it sounds like this. That's how it all fits together. All right, back to as I make my way. I'm going to show you how the left hand goes here. I showed you the right hand picking pattern, right? So the left hand on this, we start out with this position of G, okay? It's our first position G, but you notice I got my third finger here on the low G note. There's going to be a reason for this, I'll show you later. And then we move really easily to the C chord. See how that is? And then here, we do our D. We got our pinky on the D note. Then we got our third finger on the G string. And you have your open D. And then you have your third finger on the low F sharp. And there's a reason for this because we get an ease of operation when we do it this way. So the fingering goes like this. Here's your C. And then you go to your D with the F sharp. Okay, G, and I'll show you now why this really works, because you can do things like this. So the cool thing is to do a little pickups between. So here's up to speed. G, walk up, show you that again. Okay, open A, B, C chord. Cool little walk up, okay? I'm sort of embellishing it now, all right? So it's back to the G. Same picking pattern. Started out like that. To your D chord. You can see the F sharp there. Now we're going to do the walk up. One more time. We'll hammer on here on the D. Hammering on the G string with the third finger. The Celtic vibe. Now I'm going to play it up to speed and give you the whole vibe. Walk up from the E. So we're adding a little fancier. Walk up, E, F sharp, G, walk up to the C, and the D. Hammer on. So the whole thing together sounds like this. picking pattern. We've added a little bit of augmentation to it. Makes it swing more, right? So there's your finger picking pattern in the key of G. Make my way. All right, so now we're going to continue on to this same pattern. I'm going to show you a different voicing, same pattern, and you can play this within the context of the changes I taught you before. This. Okay. Now we're going to jump up the neck to the 7th fret, and we're going to do a G position. It's up higher. So it plays off of this G chord. So here's how we're going to do it. We want to utilize as many open strings as possible in this thing. So this particular pattern I use within the context of the song. And it goes like this. You start out with your open G string, okay? Right hand. So you got your thumb on your open G, and your thumb on the B string, and then your first finger picks up the E string. Okay? So it's just these 3 strings are incorporated. G, B, E, B. Thumb, thumb, first, thumb. Okay? So what we're going to do is, the next move is kind of interesting. Now this next move, and we're going to get to this later in the course, capo use is really important in acoustic guitar. In this particular move, I found a way to get a sound almost like I'm using a capo, except we're not, because we don't have to actually leave the natural tuning space of the guitar. So it goes like this. I know you recognize that lick. Kind of a James Taylor lick, right? So this one starts out with a G position here, and then you hit a low C with your second finger, sorry. Open G string, up on the high E, up on the B, down on the G with your thumb. It's a little tricky, I know, because you're skipping over strings here, but it's really quite effective if you get it right. So it's open G, up with the first finger on the E string, down with your thumb. Let's see if I get that right. G, open G, up, down with the thumb. Then all the way down to the low E string, a C note, open G. Now here you've got your barring with your pinky and your third finger. See how I got that? That's your E, your B is an upstroke, down with the thumb on the G string. And then here we're going to a new chord. This is an inversion of a D chord. You've probably heard it like this. But we're going to do it up here. It's almost got a little country flavor to it, okay? So it's going to be a hammer-on, okay? You're going to lead on that open D string with your thumb. Then you got your third finger here on a D note up here on the 7th fret. Then you got your first finger on an E note on the G string. And you got your first finger barring here. See how I'm barring that? So here's the position of the chord. And you do a hammer-on with your pinky. Kind of like Sweet Baby James. All right, being that my name is James, that works out all right by me. So here's how it goes up to speed, and then I'll slow it down one more time. So this is an inversion of the same 1-4-5 we did in G in the beginning. Much more interesting than a normal closed pattern. It goes like this. Okay, one more time slowly. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these two together, okay? Because these two are really interchangeable, these two licks. And you'll understand why as I complete this whole section. And it's nice to be able to move up and down the neck with the same exact changes, but get a different voicing in there. It's all about spicing it up and getting the flavor going, okay? So here's the intro, the way we learned it. First position, right? We're just doing our basic finger picking, right? fancier. Walk up to the G. Walk up to the C. And then we'll do the D with a little hammer on. It's starting to sound cool. I like it. Now we're going to go up the neck. Back down to the low G. And the D with a hammer on. Whoa, where'd that come from? That was a harmonic. We got a little fancy on that one, didn't we? There we go. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is the left hand on this little pattern that we just did. So you know we got our high G pattern here. So here we go again. Watch how I've got my fingers here. So I've got my second and third finger on the B and the high E string, okay? Obviously we're leading off with the open G string, okay? And then we jump up. This is a tricky jump here. You move your third finger up to this low C bass, okay, on the E string. And you're barring, it's a C chord is what it is. So you've got your pinky and your third on your B and your E string respectively. And then you go right to that D. That's a little hammer on there, so let me take it one more time slowly for you. Here's the fingering. So now I'm going to show you from the first position all the way up. You're going to see my left hand fingering here. You'll see it detailed. And you'll see how we can go back and forth. Okay, move up and down the neck. This is the whole fluidity of this kind of exercise. Start out real simple. Just your basic finger picking pattern, right? Walk up to the C. Little D with a hammer on. Walk up again. Now we're going to go up high.